Welcome back to WagerTalk TV. I'm Marco D'Angelo, joined with Ralph Michaels here in studio. It's the 2-minute rundown on the clock for Ralph, the Denver Broncos. Tell us what you think of the Broncos this year.
Marco, you, of course, did a video earlier with Teddy Covers, and we talked about Denver, and I know you were high on them. I am indifferent. This is the team that they have their win total at 7. My numbers, breaking down the lines that I have in the power ratings, have them winning 6.7 games. So right in that no-play zone. They were 6-10 last year, minus 15 yards per game. So that's not bad for a 6-10 team. Minus 15 yards put them at 7 or 7.5 wins, like a 7.5 and an 8.5 team, you know, if there was a tie in there. But you look at their schedule this year. They're favored in 6 games. But their largest favorite role is minus 4.5 against Detroit late in the year in December. They're going to have so many close games. In fact, they have 8 games this year between the threes. So it is going to be up to Flacco, and it is going to be up to that defense to be improved. They lost some big people on defense. They got in some big people on defense. You know, it's one of those teams where, you know, when you evaluate all 32 teams, there's going to be times where you just don't have a good feel on a team. You have their win total right where it's going to be. Their schedule is close. It's going to come down to turnovers and close wins and close losses. You know, it's a team that I'll pass on, and I think, you know, I expect them to be right in that 7-9 range for the year.
I'm going to throw at you and ask you this. How many games do you feel last year Vance Joseph cost the team?
You know, I would say you could pick out instances where, you know, in the long run with this questionable, maybe 1, maybe 1.5. You know, one could have gone either way. So I do think there were some bad decisions. And, you know, was it because of the personnel he had that he made those unique calls? Or, you know, if he had someone he could trust more, might have the calls been different? I don't know that.
If Joe Flacco stays healthy, I think Joe Flacco is a much better quarterback than Case Keenum. Now, numbers-wise, if you look at the two guys for the last year and a half, they're basically about the same numbers for production. The difference is there's that confidence level or aura of a guy that's been there and done that versus a guy that hasn't. Now, I know Joe Flacco had that one fantastic season. It resulted in the Super Bowl and everything else. But he still has more big game experience than Case Keenum. And you look, and Case Keenum was the best quarterback that Denver's had in how many years? I think this isn't
Brock Osweiler was?
No Brock Osweiler. And then even the Super Bowl year with Peyton Manning, he was throwing on one arm. There's another addition to this Denver team this year that's going to go unnoticed, and it's a big one. The offensive line is going to improve dramatically. Why? 2 words. Mike Munchak. Every place he's gone where he's just made an offensive line.
You know him from the Pittsburgh days,
I know
right?
him from and every place else that he's gone, the offensive lines have improved. And if you get that and establish a running game and some pass protection for Flacco, it's going to make the defense better. I think the offense is going to stay more consistent. They're going to be on the field for longer periods of time because they had, over the last 3 years with the quarterback shuffles that they've had, too many times the defense was on the field for way too long trying to compensate for an inconsistent offense. I think that'll change this year. I like the Flacco. I'm high on the Flacco addition. So I'll let you close out with T&A. I know you got something.
I'm going to give you 1 point before, and this really surprised me. Denver was actually plus 7 turnovers. That was 10th best in the NFL last year. So it's going to be hard for Flacco to do better than that, not turn the ball over and be plus 7. And as important as Flacco having been there and done that, if right now he goes in and he shows he's a leader, that's what Denver needs. The Denver O-line and the Denver receivers and the Denver running back know that they have someone who's a leader. So it's up to him to prove right now he can do that and walk in those shoes.
And he's got to have a chip on his shoulder too, Ralph. I mean, he was, you know, his whole career at Baltimore, and it happens to every star. At some point, it's the end of the road. It has to happen.
No, it's money. It's a money issue. You
Yeah,
know, they went with Lamar and they made that call. Denver 10-0 against the spread when the line's between the threes, and they're off a straight-up win as an away dog. So Denver wins on the road as a dog. The next game, they're playing a very like opponent, line between the threes. They've won and covered the last 10.
All right, great stuff from Ralph, as always. And guys, don't forget, every Tuesday at WagerTalk, it's $2 Tuesday. We pick one capper, generally the hottest guy at WagerTalk, and we sell his play for just $2. You can also get that at Sports Memo every Tuesday as well. We pick a capper from our sister site and offer his play for $2. It's $2 Tuesday each and every Tuesday at WagerTalk. We'll be back with more at WagerTalk TV.